Welcome to Popternative, where we dive into topical discussions from the worlds of pop culture, social media, and sports. Here is your host, Peter Remoliotis, aka PD Beats.
PD Beats here from Popternative, speaking to Michelle and Lily about season 2 of Brea on NBC. Thank you both for your time.
Thanks.
Yeah, absolutely. Happy to be here.
It's exciting. Lily, you know, I feel like this is just one of those shows that always has you asking questions after you watch an episode. One thing that kind of stands out to me with this show is so much happens like episode to episode, basically. So how do you, as someone working on this show, like seeing all the growth, kind of process that? Like, what is the mindset knowing so much is going to happen in like one episode specifically?
Yeah, you really have to trust your character preparation, your core. You just have to be like, I know my character, so whatever you throw at me, we're coming at it truthfully. Because you don't know who you're gonna meet, what you're gonna fall into. If all of a sudden you're killing someone, or all of a sudden you're like falling in love, you don't know what's gonna happen. So it's really exciting. You just have to like remain connected to your core, and the facts that we do know. So that makes the right space to do completely new things every episode.
Absolutely. Michelle, for this season, you were up to series regular, which is really, really exciting. So congratulations on that. And it's interesting because the genre bending component of the show is something that I really love as well, where sometimes you're watching this show and it's like, what am I watching genre wise? It's a lot kind of thrown in. What do you think about working on a genre bending show like this specifically that has so many elements kind of thrown at the audience?
What do I think about it?
Yeah.
Well, what I think about it is that, you've no idea, because I think at first I was like sci-fi, drama, action, adventure, there's some comedy stuff, it's a bit of a challenge, but I do love as an actor just not knowing what the heck is going to happen, even page to page. And I love the action element of it. I really enjoyed shooting those sequences in episode 1 with the rhinos. I think the best, any story that has I don't know what the heck is going to happen moment is just good fodder for any audience member.
Yeah, and to add to that, it's interesting, Lily, because I feel like when you're, filming the show, you're in kind of this mindset, and maybe you're not thinking about this much, but once like you're seeing kind of like the trailers and like the episodes are kind of rolling out week to week, do you start thinking about the fact that you're like, wow, I'm on a show where the audience member pretty much has to be like an active like detective, basically kind of trying to figure everything out and try to be like kind of not like, it's not the show basically to just kind of have your phone and like watch, like you got to really pay attention, you're gonna miss something. Have you thought about stuff like that at all? Like, because I find that very interesting as well.
I have, because I watched season 1 with my parents, and they'd be sitting there every 10 minutes. My mom's like, explain that. Why do they know that? How did they get there? And I'm like, Mom, oh my God.
Pause it. Can you pause it for 1 second? Yeah. Pause it for 1 second. Quick question.
And my dad just sits there and he's just nodding like he thinks he knows what's going on. You're like, sir, you don't know what's going on. So it's fun to figure it out. After the fact, especially because we don't, as we're making this show, even if you're in the scene, you don't even know exactly what you're making. You don't see the effects of it. You don't have the CGI. You don't have, you don't know which shots they're going to use. So it's really exciting to watch it back for me too, because it's a completely new adventure every episode that I don't know what to expect, even though I've read the episode. So I'm with everyone trying to figure it out too.
Michelle, can you add to that a little bit, just from the kind of like audience perspective? Because I always find that interesting, hearing from like storytellers like yourself, what they think about kind of the journey that the audience member is going to go on as well.
Oh, absolutely. It's sort of weird because we are actually concurrently shooting as episodes are showing. So it's almost like a complete audience feedback straight away if you get onto Twitter or whatever. And I honestly, watching it, because I was in the last 3 episodes of the first season, I did come on as a newbie, and watching that first season, the first 9 episodes before my character came on, I was watching it from the perspective of just like, your general audience. And I was just like, what the heck is going to happen now? What's happening here? Because I didn't know it was going to happen until those last 3 episodes. So it was just really fascinating and coming from that perspective. Yeah.
It's so interesting as well. It's a question for both of you. We'll start with Lily. I mean, I always find the ensemble cast kind of interesting. And it depends, I guess, on the projects. There's different kind of mindsets. But like, Lily, when you work on a show like this where there's so many characters and your character cross paths more with certain characters than others and everything, what is that mindset like? Because I feel like that's a lot from an acting perspective because there's so many characters in the show specifically.
Yeah. And I guess one side of that is there's an opportunity to create relationships with new people all the time, which is really exciting because you don't know how your character is going to respond to another person, like how those personalities are going to mesh. And I think with season 2, it's been really exciting to see Veronica start to establish new relationships with people or to solidify older ones. And as an actor, it's really fun because the energy on set when you have a large majority of the ensemble there is wild. It's fun, it's energetic, and it's a lot. And then when you get a chance to do a 2-person scene and really just dive into it, and you're like, you don't feel like you always feel the support of the ensemble show, like it's not just reliant on you.
Yep.
But when you get to do a 2-person scene and really, connect to somebody in that way, it's awesome doing that because you get both sides of that world.
Absolutely. And Michelle, before we wrap up, you can answer this specifically for season 2 because I feel like there's just so much kind of happening in season 2 where, there's a lot of kind of things like specifically with season 2. When they get to watch La Brea on NBC, what are you hoping they'll get out of it, takeaway wise specifically?
With season 2, we have not shot the last 2 episodes of the show. But what I can tell you is that I think audiences in particular with Veronica and with Ella are going to find, I don't know, I hate to use the cliche of a roller coaster, but it really is going to be.
It is 100%. So much happens in one episode. Yeah, so much happens also in one episode of the show. Like I feel like I watch like a one season sometimes of like 2 episodes. It's insane.
You're like, what the? Well, how bad? Yeah, no, totally. Like, you've got it. We're on top of it. So, I need to watch every episode at least.
But so far, roller coaster. I will take that answer. How about that? You hope that they're getting on the roller coaster. That might or might not. You might not be able to get off the roller coaster sometimes, but it is a roller coaster.
You might be on the roller coaster and it's headed straight into the mouth of a bear, but you on the roller coaster.
Episodes are coming out season 2 of La Brea on NBC. Michelle, Lily, thank you both so much for your time. It was so great chatting with you.
Thanks, Petey.
So nice to meet you. Thank you.
No problem.
Thank you for tuning in to Popternative. Make sure to check out our past episodes of Popternative on YouTube. Be sure to like Popternative on Facebook and follow us on Twitter.
This has been an Autograph Communications production.